What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about some reasons Quidditch could be in Hogwarts Legacy and go over all of them. Now, this was actually sent to me by Christius Vincent, and I hope I'm saying your name right. There's probably no way, though, but this individual sent me an email and listed. I'm really just copying and pasting a lot of the stuff that he sent me. He did an incredible job. There's honestly no way of thanking him enough or giving him enough credit, but let's go over. He gave me 10 different reasons why he thinks, this could happen, and these are all hints or things that were maybe even neglected by Avalanche that would suggest this, okay? So let's go over it. Number one, there's a Quidditch pitch shown with a flying instructor professor in the Quidditch gear. So that's obviously from the state of play when the girl swoops in, and you can see everything behind her, including even her herself, and that's about the biggest tease you could possibly give us without actually saying it out loud, all right? Number two, possible companion and possible player character in Quidditch robes. It wouldn't make sense to get in Quidditch gear just for a broom race. And this is really an argument I think you can make for kind of everything, right? The fact that, well, you could just be flying on a broomstick and that's why you're dressed up. Well, obviously it makes more sense to do Quidditch. And what he's talking about is you have these two pictures. Here's the state of play classmate, but then also here's the same person from the 2020 reveal with a broomstick. And he's in Quidditch, gear, Quidditch robes. And he's also talking to this girl. Same girl. Notice the hairstyle and skin tone of the girl. Play character with same hair, skin in this scene. If this is true, is Quidditch confirmed? So that's a little something there as well. And I think, again, some of these things, by the way, are things we've all noticed as well. This is just putting them all together. Number three, Quidditch training hoops next to the flying instructor professor. Same kind of idea as the first one, but more built onto it. Number four, multiple NPCs in Quidditch gear. Could also be talking generally about those characters, but we've seen more than just them, I believe. Number five, this one I didn't notice, sports shop in Hogsmeade on an official concept art, and you can see it here. This blue little banner thing is a sporting goods store, right? So like, why would you have that in there? Now I could ask, well, could you actually buy anything? And the answer could be possibly, right? I mean, you could maybe buy different Quidditch, robe gear types, right? So you could buy, and it would be like cosmetic. I don't know if it would give you like a leg up in the competition, but you could argue you could buy that. Maybe you could buy different broomsticks in terms of, again, visual appeal, right? All that stuff is possible. And it being in Hogsmeade, again, as we talked about, means you can go there, walk around, go to these stores, buy stuff, go back to Hogwarts, and all that stuff. Number six, moving Golden Snitch in Gryffindor Common Room in the gameplay trailer. This was something I think a lot of people picked up on. I don't think I picked up on it immediately, but I think, obviously here's the picture of it. You guys all see it. And that is, again, like, why, why have something like that floating around? That is a pretty good sign, in my opinion. Number seven, 3 Quidditch hoops in the circus side quest in the gameplay trailer when talking about the countryside. And again, well, obviously you guys see the picture. What that's talking about is when I guess they're talking about the whole catching up phase, also like the stuff that you can do, just side missions, side quests around Hogwarts, but also outside of Hogwarts. This was part of that scene. And again, you can see on the right side, you see the Quidditch thing. So it's just odd, man. It's just odd these things are all there. Now, this one I have quite a little bit to say about, and people have asked me about this game before. So let's talk about number 8. A Quidditch game called Broomstick League was suddenly out of nowhere canceled and removed from all platforms, including Steam, and the developer of the game was not permitted to talk about the reasons. And then you look at this, a message to our community. We wanted to let everyone know that on Friday, April 3rd, 2020, we removed Broomstick League from Steam and turned off our servers. Unfortunately, we aren't able to go into much detail, but know that we are incredibly grateful for the help. It was not made lightly, and then they talk about, giving refunds out to everybody. Now, this one, like, I'm willing to go along with it in terms of, like, sketchiness and, like, why are all of these things happening, right, to kind of lead us to Quidditch being in Hogwarts Legacy. I would follow it through. So I don't think, like, that's a stretch. I don't think that's wrong. I would say, if we're trying to look at both sides, right, let me just kind of throw this out here. That game really, from its conception, at least to me, seemed very much like a ripoff game. Now, I don't know. I never played it. I was never too much into it, but it very much seemed like, I mean, it was literally Quidditch without using Quidditch, without, like, the copyright. It's possible they shut it down because, and again, like, if we're following these conspiracies, which are, again, not really a stretch at all, They could have shut it down because, WB got involved and told them, hey, there's literally a Quidditch game in Hogwarts Legacy. You can't have that going on at the same time. The other option, which is pretty close to that option, is WB also got involved and said, hey, that's called stealing. So shut your game down now, or we're going to go after legal means. And if they were threatened by anything legal, I doubt they're able to say that, which is why, to try to connect the dots. So that one I'm much more sketchy on than really any of the other, reasonings we're talking about here. I get it, but at the same time, I feel like they could have just gotten too close to stealing, and then WB got involved and said, no, you're done, like that's it, and that could have been the path. So I know people have asked me to talk about that broomstick leak, and there's kind of my response. Number 9, Avalanche and WB games in general are carefully avoiding even mentioning the word Quidditch, whether in FAQs, Twitter, and any media whatsoever, while giving us all these hints, which parallels their grave silence about the existence of the game itself for years. It is all the more interesting given how quickly, after the gameplay trailer, they confirmed that there will be no microtransactions in the game, yet not even a single mention of Quidditch. So that's very opinionated. I'm not saying, again, that's a bad thing. That's more of like an opinion rather than a fact. And I agree. I think, you look at that's really, I think, summing it all up, right? That should have been number 10. That really, to me, is summing up the entire thing, where it's like, all right, look, you have all of these coincidences, right, quote unquote, and they aren't saying anything. Why aren't they saying it? And you could say, well, they're doing it for this, like a surprise thing later. Very possible. It's just the question, right? Why do you have all these teases and you haven't said anything? I agree. I agree with that general opinion. And number 10, Quidditch drawings on an Avalanche website from 2018. Now, this one is interesting, and I did not notice this. This is a group of guys just, around chit-chatting around, and you can see multiple, all these different sketches. But if you look at the monitor, it's almost like a whiteboard in the monitor, right? There's a sketch of a person on a broomstick flying close to the hoops, to the rings, so you can see like the flags on top of them. So again, like why is that there? And that's going all the way back, right? That's a very long time ago for that picture that we're going back to. So there you go. There are your 10 things. Maybe you can probably sum it up to maybe 5-6 different things in all if we kind of combine things that are relatively the same, right? But look, it's what I've been saying. It's what you guys have been saying. I mean, I want this in it. I want Quidditch in the game. There's obviously signs. I do find it weird they aren't saying anything, but these are really good. Some of these things I didn't know when I made those videos, and they do make me more wondering, right? Like, it's like, why you're doing all these things. It's in the side quest thing. You have the golden snitch. Like, it's teasing it way too much for it. In my opinion, I would say my updated opinion, they're teasing it way too much now for it to, or I guess in general, what they have done, teasing it way too much for it to not happen. Like, they're getting people excited, and you know what I mean? And I think there's more than enough evidence to show, yeah, like something's up here. Now the question is, when do you show it? Do you let it go all the way to closer to release? Do you do it like over the summer? Is it the next big thing you announce? Whatever they do. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Again, thank you to Christius. I really appreciate the email, and I appreciate the detective work. And again, this is more of just a copy-paste thing for me. But hopefully you guys liked it at home, and I hope to see you all on the next video.